The silence before dawn is the same everywhere in the world. While most people are still asleep, someone has already decided to get up. Not out of motivation, not out of desire, but because of commitment. That is how discipline begins. Not as a feeling, but as a silent choice. Maybe you're watching this tired of promising changes that never come. Tired of starting strong and quitting fast. I know how that feels. You know how that feels. And that's exactly why this conversation matters. We live surrounded by stimuli, notifications, and sophisticated excuses. Everything demands attention. Everything steals focus. At the end of the day, what remains is the feeling that time has passed and you stayed in the same place. The problem is not a lack of ability, it's the absence of a system that sustains action. And this is where most people fail. You wake up motivated. You create ambitious plans. You imagine yourself disciplined. But when discomfort appears, you retreat. The mind negotiates. I'll do it tomorrow. Today was a hard day. Little by little, the dream becomes a burden. The burden becomes guilt, and guilt becomes stagnation. Maybe you've lived this before. Lost time hurts more than the effort required. Because effort ends, regret stays. And almost no one realizes this until it's too late. There is a hard truth that few accept. Discipline is not something you feel. It's something you train. Like a neglected muscle. Like a blade that only cuts if it's sharpened every day. The turning point happens when you understand this. It's not about changing everything at once. It's about no longer relying on emotion as the engine of your life. Emotion fluctuates. Discipline sustains. The dreamer waits for the perfect moment. The executor acts even without desire. And the enemy is not the world. It's yourself when you run from discomfort. In Eastern tradition, warriors did not train only the body. They trained the mind to obey. The rule was simple. Do what needs to be done regardless of mood. There was no negotiation. There was honor in the process. Real discipline is born from this principle. And now, pay attention. Because here is the bridge to change. 21 days are not magical. They are sufficient. Sufficient to break old patterns and install new commands. Not because the habit is complete, but because the mind learns who is in control. The central concept is simple, but it requires maturity to apply. Real discipline does not start big. It starts small, clear, and non-negotiable. One daily practice, precisely defined, executed even when you don't want to, especially when you don't want to. Something small, every day. You choose a single practice, something that improves your life directly. It can be waking up at the same time. It can be training for 15 minutes. It can be studying 30 pages. What matters is not the scale, it's the consistency. And here is the detail that changes everything. You don't evaluate the result, you evaluate the execution. But almost no one sees this. In the first few days, your mind will resist. It will come up with creative excuses. It will try to postpone. That's expected. This is the real training, not of the body, but of the inner authority. When you execute even while tired, something changes. You start to trust yourself, and trust is the currency of discipline. Imagine a monk crossing a courtyard at dawn, every day at the same time, rain or shine. He doesn't ask himself if he feels inspired. He simply crosses. Over time, the path becomes part of him. That's how you create discipline in 21 days. You don't try to be strong. You act like someone who already is. If this message is making sense to you, stay with me, because the most important part comes now. During these 21 days, there is a golden rule. Never miss twice. One bad day can happen. 2 days create a pattern. Discipline does not require perfection. It requires a quick response to error. And here, I speak directly to you. Yes, you on the other side of the screen. What have you been postponing for months? What is it that you know exactly you need to do, but keep avoiding? That is the point of attack. With each completed day, you don't celebrate. You record it, silently, like a warrior checking in. The ego wants applause. Discipline prefers silence. The fear of staying the same is greater than the discomfort of changing. But your mind tries to reverse this. It will say there's still time, that tomorrow is better. Tomorrow is an elegant trap. And this is where most people fail. On the 10th day, you will notice something strange. Resistance decreases. It doesn't disappear, but it obeys. Because now there is a track record. You proved to yourself that you follow internal orders. On the 15th day, your identity begins to change. You are not just doing, you are becoming. Discipline stops being a conscious effort and becomes your minimum standard. And on the 21st day, something consolidates. It's not the perfect habit. It's self-respect. There is an Eastern saying that goes, "Conquer yourself, and you will have conquered your greatest adversary." Discipline is that. Defeating your own hesitation before facing the world. The reward is not immediate, but it is deep. Mental clarity, stable energy, the rare feeling of being in control of your own life. The contrast becomes clear. While many keep dreaming, you execute. While many talk, you act. And that changes everything. Preparation without practice is procrastination in disguise. Speaking without action becomes an illusion. Emotion cannot command the future. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom built through effort. You don't need to feel ready. You need to start. Thank you for watching. For more valuable lessons like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join our community. Leave a comment below telling us if you have already started your journey to becoming a more disciplined person. We would love to hear your story and your experiences on this path of growth.